Okay, here I am with a sink full of cold water, washing my vegetables, and you will see a bag of onions in there, a 5-pound bag of potatoes, and 3 bunches of parsley. Now I want to explain about the parsley and why I'm soaking all of this in cold water. First, the onions. I don't want to cry, so the cold water makes the onions cold, or you can put them in the fridge, or you can store them with ice cubes. But anyway, I find that just the cold water out of the tap into the sink is enough to prevent tears while cutting the onions. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I do 3 washes and 3 scrubs to try and remove as much dirt and chemicals and bacteria, parasites, etc. off of the vegetables before I eat them. The next thing I want to show you is the parsley. Okay, this is what people traditionally think of as parsley. And have a look at that. It's, or you might call this curly parsley. This is what they call traditional parsley in the store. And I think you can probably see the label there. It just says, there it is, it just says parsley. Anyway, that is traditional parsley. I don't like it as much as the other kind I'll show you, which is, I only bought 1 bunch of this, but I bought 2 bunches of this, which is called Italian parsley. And actually, if you look at the label, it actually does say Italian parsley. Okay, and this is also called flat parsley because the leaves are flat. And if you watch some of my other videos, it closely resembles some toxic plants out in the wilderness here. A lot of the hemlocks and things look like, that is the poisonous hemlock, the Socrates type hemlock, look like this flat parsley. Now I like the flavor on the Italian parsley, and some people call it flat parsley. I like it, reminds me of my childhood. That's what we grew in the garden. It grows fast, gets big leaves, lots of flavor, and so that's why normally I buy that, but I bought 2 of those and 1 of the regular curly parsley to show you the difference. And if you taste the difference, yes, different flavor. Totally different flavor, if you ask me. But anyway, I grew up with the Italian parsley, so that's what I'm going to use. And anyway, full of vitamins, minerals. Wash it well. I'll be rinsing this 3 times and then chopping it up for my meal. Thank you. Okay, here's my first step. Add enough oil. And that's Evo, extra virgin olive oil, EVOO, to cover the bottom, which is maybe 1/4 of a cup. And then I'm going to add my chopped 5-pound bag of onions, a whole bag. And here's the first onion gone in, chopped up. First I slice it and then I chop it. And because of the geometry of concentric circles, it's fairly easy to make into nice chunk size pieces. And it's starting to boil here. I've got it on medium-low heat, and I'm going to saute this for approximately 45 minutes and then add the potatoes and then cook it for another hour. So it takes about 2 hours prep time about 20 minutes. And again, so at this stage we're just extra virgin olive oil and new onions, sliced and diced. Okay, I've now done the 5 pounds of fresh onions, diced, sliced, and added to this pot with approximately a quarter cup of extra virgin olive oil, EVU as they call it, and I've got it on medium heat. I'm sauteing the onions. These will reduce to probably a fifth the size, and I want them caramelized. While this is cooking, I will add the fresh parsley. Lots of it will fill up this pot to the top, and then approximately 45 minutes later I can add the potatoes after this is all reduced and caramelized, and add the spices, and then cook the potatoes for approximately an hour with this pre-mixture. Okay, again, no tears because I soaked the onions in cold water, and this prevented the release of the organic compounds that cause the irritation to your conjunctiva and cause tearing, and to your nasal mucosa as well. So if you do that, hopefully you get no tearing like I just did. And so far, EVU, extra virgin olive oil, about a quarter of a cup, then 5 pounds of chopped and diced and sliced onions, and after washing carefully and soaking in cold water to make them cold. And then next I will be adding the parsley. Okay, I've now done the 5 pounds of fresh onions, diced, sliced, and added to this pot with approximately a quarter cup of extra virgin olive oil, EVU as they call it, and I've got it on medium heat. I'm sauteing the onions. These will reduce to probably a fifth the size, and I want them caramelized. While this is cooking, I will add the fresh parsley. Lots of it will fill up this pot to the top, and then approximately 45 minutes later I can add the potatoes after this is all reduced and caramelized, and add the spices, and then cook the potatoes for approximately an hour with this pre-mixture. Okay, again, no tears because I soaked the onions in cold water, and this prevented the release of the organic compounds that cause the irritation to your conjunctiva and cause tearing, and to your nasal mucosa as well. So if you do that, hopefully you get no tearing like I just did. And so far, EVU, extra virgin olive oil, about a quarter of a cup, then 5 pounds of chopped and diced and sliced onions, and after washing carefully and soaking in cold water to make them cold. And then next I will be adding the parsley. Okay, this is a slight variation from my original video. Instead of garlic powder with no salt, this is chopped garlic, a little fresher, a little more pungent, a little more flavor. So that's what I've added to this mixture, and we'll be cooking it. Next comes parsley and spices. Okay, here's my onion and EVU mixture simmering away, sauteing, waiting till it reduces and caramelizes. Okay, I've got 3 bunches of parsley ready to put in once there's enough room in the pot. And now I'm going to add my spices. Okay, I have parsley flakes. I like lots of parsley, so I'm going to add a few more flakes. Ground black pepper, sweet Hungarian paprika, and hot Hungarian paprika. Okay, so here we go. Parsley flakes. Alright. And black pepper, this will make it spicy as well. There we go. Okay, the sweet paprika from Hungary. And I don't know why it says Hungarian style, but I believe it's from Hungary. Anyway, here we go. This is not spicy, but I'm going to add a lot this time to try and make it a little red. Okay, there we go. And then the hot spicy paprika, also from Hungary. And don't put as much of this in because it's fairly spicy. And there we go. Now we stir it. Very hard to stir with one hand with the pot moving, but anyway, I will put the camera down and stir this mixture up nicely. Okay, I've added the parsley after sauteing for a few minutes the onion and evu mixture, and this is the second of 3 times that the pot will be full, but during the reduction phase after each, this will go down to about 1/5 of the size, and there will be lots of room for 5 pounds of potatoes, which will fill it up for the 3rd time, and then we will cook it for 1 hour with the lid on. So I'm going to cook it for another ½ hour like this. The spices, parsley, onions, garlic, and extra virgin olive oil. And one more thing to add. Yes, I've added 1 stalk of celery this time. A little slight additional variation. So again, the additional things that I've added this time are chopped garlic and chopped live parsley, 1 stalk, and a couple tablespoons of chopped garlic. Okay, after I stir in the parsley, it looks like this. The onions are starting to caramelize, and it's starting to smell really good, and we're well on our way to dinner. Okay, again, wooden spoon, sterilize, keep the toxins out, and this is already reduced by about 1/2 because the pot was full a couple minutes ago, but this will reduce down to about 1/5, and then at that time, probably half an hour from now, we will add the potatoes. Okay, here's my sauteed onions, parsley, extra virgin olive oil, garlic, and 1 stalk of celery. After approximately an hour, it took a little extra to get it caramelized, starting to caramelize. And then in the meantime, I've washed, removed the brown spots, the moldy spots of the potatoes, 5 pounds of potatoes, fresh new potatoes, fresh from the farm, and slice them up into thin slices, fairly thin slices that I will add to this mixture now, cover it, and cook for another hour, and then it'll be ready to eat. Actually, at this point, this mixture is probably good to eat now, but I have to wait for dinner. Okay. Thank you. I will get back to you in 1 hour. Okay, here's the end product. Took about 2 hours of cooking and prepping during the 2 hours, and it smells delicious, tastes delicious, and is, I think, good for you. It's mainly carbohydrates. There's no trans fat, there's no salt, and there's vitamins and minerals, and some EVU, extra virgin olive oil, which is polyunsaturated fats, which are supposed to be good for you. So the good fat is in here, and it's been simmered on low for 2 hours, which hopefully retains a lot of the vitamins. So a warning for those on Coumadin: probably should not eat this. It's probably high in vitamin K, which would interfere with the medication. So anyway, this is my dinner, and it's vegetarian, and no animals have been injured in this production. So again, this is an alternate to the previous one. This is a little spicier, a little more flavor, and again, the main ingredients: onion, parsley, and potatoes. So this will keep for about 3 days. After it cools down, put it in the refrigerator, warm it up. You can warm up the whole pot on low for about an hour before you eat it tomorrow and the next day. So I usually have enough for about 3 days and enjoy it in that time. Okay, end of this presentation. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel, Gary, G-A-R-Y, Ordog, O-R-D-O-G. And one of my channels is the Hungarian cooking channel of Gary Ordog. Okay, thank you. Subscription will help. Thanks. Bye. Have a good day. Have a good life.